Well, okay, hello there, Pisces. This is your general reading for December 2020. And I had already shuffled and started your reading, and then the phone rang, and so it stopped the recording. So we're starting it over. I'm not going to reshuffle. We're just going to get right into it. Two of Wands is your starter, Dominion. Two of Wands. This is about seizing opportunities. It's about things being offered to you and you having to grab hold and make a decision and decide what you want to do, use your power. That's for some of you. For others of you, that opportunity is coming because you've been pulled away from society. You've been in the hermit mode. You've been forced to kind of take some time to yourself, to be by yourself. But it's not for no reason. You see, good things come from that time you spend with yourself. It allows your inner voice to come. It allows you to get a certain amount of illumination. That's what happens with the hermit. The hermit withdraws, comes from within, but is able from that darkness. You see the wolves there. That's like you've been like in the lunar light, in your emotions, in your mind, and from that comes the lamp of illumination. Yeah, and clarity. You see this, the Ace of Wands. So you've had an opportunity to cut through a lot of stuff, cut through emotion, cut through things happening in the world, and then from that, you see this Ace of Swords comes, where the tip of that sword, that's your focus, that's your ability to focus, it's your ability to kind of come up with ideas and a path and a way that you feel is right for moving forward, you see. And oh my gosh, you have a lot of the same cards as Aquarius, and I shuffled the heck out of this deck, so that's a trip. This is, in some decks, this is Temperance. In the Aleister Crowley deck, they call it Art. But so it's interesting because in the Giant Cauldron, you see, it's like they're mixing magic. They're taking different elements and turning it into something. So again, the ability to focus, the illumination, the clarity that you have, and now as you move forward, you're going to take those elements, you're going to turn them into something, you're going to decide on a course of action, and you have the white eagle has taken on the red of the lion, and the lion has taken on the white of the eagle. So you see, it's kind of like it's like a balancing. It's a balancing of nature. It's a flip-flop in a way. It's like you've been given elements that maybe you wouldn't have had before. You see, you're able to see things from a different side, from a different perspective, and then take that and use that to make something of it. Again, Ace of Swords and Temperance. In a way, it's kind of like alchemy, but it also means using some patience. You have to be patient when you're making a masterpiece, right? Wine has to be aged. When you bake a cake, it has to go in the oven and then it has to cool. So I can't even believe this. Wow. Aquarius got this too, and the Two of Cups. So for a lot of you, there's love coming. Love, connection, things happening with someone, good things happening, you know, connecting with a bestie, connecting with a lover, connecting with someone that just feels really good. It's like a soul connection. There's not a lot of fighting. There's not a lot of turmoil. It's not abrasive. It's quite the opposite. It's soft. It's compassionate. It's understanding. It's easy. Okay? So this is great. A lot of you have love coming. Okay? But it's coming after that period of being alone. It's coming after that period of solace, of solitude, when you were within. Okay? And I know things for a lot of you financially have been difficult. There are still possibly some challenges. The Five of Discs, they call this worry. I don't call it worry. It's Mercury. It's change. But it's a period where you feel unstable, where there's some instability as far as work, as far as money, you know. And I don't think it has anything to do with you. I think it's what's happening in the world right now. You know, yeah, I said the world, and then the world card comes up. 20. Wow. So you see that? But that's going to pass. It's Mercury. It's a shift. It's a change. okay? But that change is going to take you to the world. It's going to take you to possibilities, to a cycle that's completed, you see, because that hermit cycle ends. Then you get to the Ace of Swords, that newness, that clarity, the Two of Cups, new love, new relationship, a new best friend, you know, something like that. So for you, not only is it December, not only is it going to be the end of a year, but I think you're in sync with the year also. You're kind of moving at the same time as everything else is happening in the world. So you're not going against the grain. What's happening in your life is actually coinciding with that power, with that energy of the world, okay? So flow with it and take with it that clarity, take with it that understanding and that openness for that better, softer, more cooperative relationship that's coming, okay? Yeah. And use your higher self, okay? Be virtuous. This is virtue. It's the Three of Wands, so it's coming after the Two. So you see, things are progressing the way they're supposed to. And in this Three, there's balance. But this balance also speaks of listening to your higher self, okay? Not going to the dark of your emotion, not going to depression, not letting that negative energy take hold. This talks about being in your positive energy, being in your higher self, being virtuous, being loving, being compassionate, being all those things that you need to be in order for things to progress. You need goodness. You need white light. Okay? And that's what you got during that hermit period. You got all of it. I know you did, because you have that deeply emotional, spiritual, Neptune energy, and it's full of everything, right? It's full of your imagination, and your imagination can go either way. But I want you to use your imagination for the good. Put that energy into manifesting. It's time to manifest, okay? And there's a bump to go through to get to the world. That's just how it is. But it's not just you. If you look around, it's like everyone, that for some of you, this is the Seven of Discs. I don't like that he calls it failure. I'm going to cover that up in here. It's not failure. It talks about a period of time where you're having to take care of your garden. It's like you planted the seeds, you're watering it, but but it hasn't bloomed yet, okay? So I think emotionally and intellectually and spiritually, there's a lot of evolution. There's a lot of progress that you're making, and you're in a better place. On the material front, for a lot of you, there's hardships. There are things that didn't work out, or things that, maybe you had to sacrifice because of COVID, because of everything happening in the world. That's what it talks about. But it doesn't talk about the future being negative. It talks about a period of time, that Mercury, that changing. It's like the winter, before the garden is blooming, before the tree is bearing fruit. It doesn't speak about giving up, and it doesn't speak about changing course. It speaks about stay on course, do what you need to do. Don't get caught up into that negativity. Don't get in a mindset of failure, okay? Because here you are, the Queen of Cups. You see, you'll wind up back on top. The seasons will evolve. You just keep doing what you're doing. Stay positive, stay loving. There's support around you. There's definitely, because that Two of Cups speaks of a relationship, a good relationship that will be there, and I think that's going to help carry you through, okay? This is a general reading. It's not a love reading, but everything comes up in the readings. Yeah. So, and the Seven of Swords, okay? They call this a stupid name. I don't call it that. It's the moon in Aquarius. Okay, so again, it speaks about not fighting. They call it futility, but what that means is it's saying don't take on fights, don't battle, don't waste your energy. Okay, you don't want to waste your energy. It's there's too much going on. Just don't do it. Yeah. So you see, the Chariot. You're gonna get to your goal. The Chariot speaks about opportunity. I always see the Chariot as it's achieving your goal, it's being divinely guided, divinely protected, but it also says that sometimes getting to our goals, achieving the things we want, it's not always a direct path, is it? Sometimes it's a beeline. Sometimes it's like, oh, there was a detour. So flow with it. Don't be frustrated. That card, that Seven of Swords, don't fight. Don't, just flow with it. Just know that it's divinely guided. The universe has decided the time frame. The universe has decided the course. Okay? You know what your goal is. Keep working towards your goal. Tend to it. Stay positive. Stay in your higher mind. And at the bottom of the deck, you have the Two of Discs and the Nine of Discs. So new opportunities. Some people say it's change. Just it's like you're doing a balancing act until you get to this 9, but you're going to get there. So it's all happening. You've been illuminated. You've had an opportunity to be within. You have to just embrace those relationships around you. Enjoy what is there. Sometimes it's not always there at the same time, right? Sometimes we have lots of money, but it's like all your friends are busy or you don't have love. Other times you have love and everything there, but you're broke as a joke. So, the money, the work, the finances, those are going to work themselves out. It looks like that's moving more towards the end of December or January. But don't worry, because it's that Chariot energy there. You just focus on keeping your clarity, keeping positive, and try to have great holidays, okay? So, love and light to all of you. Thank you for tuning in. Please hit that like. Please comment. Please subscribe. If your ship comes in, feel free to donate. All my info is in the about. And I love everyone who's generous. And I love you anyway, okay? So happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa. And check in soon. I'm going to have a love reading up here pretty quick too.